Good afternoon. It's SharRon Jamison from the Jamison Group, and it's around almost 4 o'clock on Tuesday. I just wanted to pop in because I have received the most amazing messages from people regarding my post this morning about being a misfit. And I realize that there's so many people who have felt the same way that I have as far as being a misfit. Hey, Chrissy, thanks so much for joining me. So I wanted to offer some ways that I learned over decades to deal with being different, because I realized that being different did not mean that I was deficient, that I was just different. And so I wanted to offer up some ideas to help you celebrate that you're not weird, you're wired differently. Hey, Renee. Hey, Renee. Hey, Brittany. And when I learned that I wasn't weird, but that I was wired differently, it allowed me to embrace my power, because it helped me understand that people who are considered misfits or don't fit in convention, don't fit into stereotypes, we really are messengers. We are really visionaries. We are really prophetic. We are change agents, like so many of you here. Hey, Amber, on this call. Hey, Elise. And something that's so important to remember, if you are a visionary, a change agent, a leader, is that being a visionary means that you're going to see the future before some people even have a clue about what happened in the past. You're going to be ahead when people are still trying to figure out what happened in their history. And so being a misfit means that you are a messenger. It means that you are a visionary. It means that you have been set apart to be different, and when you are able to change the word from being weird to wired, and embrace that, what it means to be a misfit, that you will definitely be able to be empowered by the word, because you realize that you are walking in your purpose. You will realize that you have a why, and people who have a why don't lose their way. So I just wanted to encourage you, hey Amber, to accept that being a misfit is a powerful place to be, because when people are trying to figure it out, you're already working it out. So misfit, the M means that you are here as a messenger, and that you are being set aside to develop, to think, to be incubated, so that you can feel a higher divine goal. So that's one of the things, misfit. The I in misfit really means that people who are misfits, the benefit of it is that we have an opportunity to hone in and to learn how to listen to our inner wisdom, in our inner compass. Hey, Susan and Linda. So often we go through life trying to fit, but one of the blessings of being rejected, one of the blessings of being excluded, is that you learn to be okay being by yourself, and you learn to pray, you learn to listen to God, you learn to read. Because when you are really rejected, sometimes it gives you an opportunity to tap in to resources in your own spirit that you would have neglected if you were accepted by the crowd. I have to say that most of my life I have been rejected and excluded, but I didn't realize how beneficial that was for me until hindsight, because I learned not to be persecuted by isolation. And when you are not persecuted by isolation, when you are okay and willing to go along, to be alone, when you are willing to follow your own conscience and not the crowd, you are in a empowered place that you can make decisions without approval, without acknowledgement, without applause, without validation. That is a very powerful place to be. So hey, Larice and Crystal, so always know that somebody's rejection is really your own selection. Your selection, God's selection to be who you have been created to be. And so all my life I've kind of been on the periphery, but when people minimize me, God always marginalized me. And one of the other things I want to say too is that many times when you are rejected by people that you want to be around, it teaches you to go beyond your neighborhood. and go beyond people who are your kin to you or skin to you. And it allows you and teaches you how to develop and coexist and collaborate with people who don't look like you. When I look at my life now through the rearview mirror, I realized that all of those times I was rejected made me reach out to people who did not look like me. It made me comfortable being around people who were different color, different clime, different culture, different religion, different sexual orientation. It allowed me to escape this myopic way of living. So I want to encourage you to know and to believe that sometimes when your friends reject you, it is a blessing, because it allows you to go beyond your silos and go beyond your comfort, go beyond your zip code and meet people who are different. Because the more you meet people who are different from you, the greater you grow, the more you're exposed to different ideas, and the more successful you will be. Because when you see more, you can do more. And when you know that more exists, it lets you reach for more. So that is a blessing. Hey, Lisa. So I think it's like, yes, Lisa, I think it's a confidence builder. And Crystal, yes, rejection is a blessing. The S, when you are a misfit, I want to say that being a misfit will require you to stretch, right? And it will require you to stretch beyond the status quo, because oftentimes the status quo won't let you in. But that's a blessing, because it allows you to stretch yourself. And people who are stretchers learn. People who are stretchers engage. People who are stretchers are not concerned. They're not intimidated by challenges. When I think of all the people who have made significant contributions to the world, those were the people who were excluded. Those were the people who were rejected. All the people who made significant contributions. So just know, if people are rejecting you, you are in good company, because you are a change agent. But know that being a misfit will require you to stretch, require you to reach. It will allow you to be, your faith to be fermented. And I love that word fermented, because what it means is that it allows you to instigate and provoke you. It will allow you to spur you on. And that's how I feel sometimes when I get scared. I feel provoked. Oh, you think I can't do that? Let me show you. So I want to encourage you, hey, Josh and G and Lisa, to make sure that we understand that when you are not accepted by the in crowd, it is just a blessing to bless people outside of your limited confines. Because I feel like this: why be caged and limited to one community when God has blessed you to be global? So I just want to let you know that being a misfit will require you to stretch. So stretch, allow the experiences to shape you. And then the I in misfits means integrity. One of the blessings about being excluded, it allowed me to hold on to my principles, but still investigate possibilities. I think that is powerful when you are able to embrace the process and to learn and to grow, but still be incubated. And so I think that is a blessing to hold on to your values, but still allow yourself to learn, to grow, allow yourself to get beyond the straitjacket of the status quo, to get beyond traditions and norms and stereotypes and limitations and rules and regulations and all those things that work to limit us and silence us. It is a blessing. It is a blessing to be in that space. Yes, Jossie, more grace. Yes, it gives you more grace. I love that. When you are a misfit and you're used to be rejected, it gives you more grace to accept other people. It gives you more grace to be empathetic to people. It gives you more understanding of what it means to be left out and left back and left behind. And anytime we are more empathetic to what it means to be the underdog, it allows us, even when we are successful, to not get so intoxicated by our own ego that we fail to honor and fail to be more inclusive into the people around us. And then the F means that people who are misfits just walk in faith, right? Because when you are rejected and when you feel excluded, you really have nothing else to do but to develop the faith in God that everything is being orchestrated for higher good. And it allows you to understand that faith is where your joy comes. because happiness is what happens around you. Joy is what happens inside of you. And one of the things that I had to learn that I want to suggest and celebrate for all of you who are also misfits, because a lot of us are misfits, right? Because really we all are, because God has made us uniquely and divinely made to serve a specific purpose in the world and to serve people in the world. But it's something about being and accepting that you're different that allows you to walk in faith. Because even though you might not see the whole vision, it gives you the faith and the ability to keep taking steps forward into your higher good. So if you're a misfit, know that it's a powerful place to be. Again, know that you are a messenger, and that's why you see more than other people see. Know that being rejected is just a way of being selected for a higher cause. Know that it will make you have to trust your inner wisdom and your inner compass, and to be able to tap into that inner reservoir of power in your soul. Know that misfit means you're going to have to stretch, and that means you're going to have to stretch beyond the confines of your community, stretch beyond your confines of your norm, stretch beyond the confines of your culture, and to be more inclusive and learn. It gives you the opportunity, but it really provokes you to do that, which is a blessing in hindsight, and you might not see it until decades before after the effect. And then know that it allows you to walk in faith. It allows you to walk in integrity, because when you accept that you're different, you can make sure your beliefs and your behaviors are aligned. And the T stands for that being a misfit means you have to trust yourself, right? And to realize that God will send a team for your task, that whatever you're called to do, that for every gap, God will send you a group, and for every task, God will send you a team. But you have to trust that whatever your divine calling is, even if nobody else sees it, even if nobody respects it, even if nobody cares about it, just go ahead and do what you have been ordained and appointed and anointed to do. So it's okay being a misfit. I have been a misfit all my life, and it took me decades, and I'm over 50 now, decades to embrace it, because when I embrace it, I move from being disempowered to empowered to speak and teach and to walk as my authentic self. And I realized I didn't need to be an imposter. I didn't need to be a parrot. I didn't need to be a puppet. I didn't need to be a pawn, and I would not allow myself to be pimped. So that's really, really important. So I hope that helps you. Thanks so much for all the inboxes, and I'm glad that post touched you. It is okay to be different, because God makes us different to make a difference. So embrace that you're different, and embrace that you are a divine design, and that you are amazing, and just walk into your anointing and answer your divine call. Yes? So I hope that helps you. I hope that blesses you. Thanks so much for the feedback, and let's just be misfit to knowing that we have a job to do and we have a God to glorify. Let's dare to so higher. Blessings, and thanks so much again for your inbox messages this morning.